everyone, thanks for joining. So as you can see, I've already did my hair. I curled it using a curling iron, and then I wrapped each curl around my fingers, rolling it back up and then pinning it with a duckbill clip. By doing this, it's going to help your curls set and last a lot longer. So for today's look, we're going to be using the Modern Renaissance palette by Anastasia Beverly Hills. If you don't have this, it's a must. I love the pigment. To begin, you're going to apply your primer. Today I'm going to be using MakeSense Silk Primer from SeneGence. You're just going to want to apply a thin layer, making sure you get down to your neck, over to your ears, and don't forget your eyelids. Getting that primer on your eyelids is what's going to help secure that color and get you a better pigment. After I've applied my primer, I like to start with my eyebrows. My favorite eyebrow product is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Dipbrow Pomade. I'm using the color Carmel today. I already have a video made and it will show you in step by step and a lot slower how I do my eyebrows. But mainly I do a line on the bottom over to my arch, and then I take that arch line to the tail. I'll do the same here on the top, drawing a line to my arch, which should be the highest point of your brow, and then down to the tail, followed by filling the color in, brushing it out with the spoolie. Next, I'll take the flat end of the brush without adding any more product and just work on creating that ombre effect in the front, blending it over into the eyebrow, and then brushing everything out with the spoolie. That's what's going to help evenly distribute your product. Here for my primer, I chose to use the Nature Republic Green Tea Pore Primer. It's really soft and gives you that silicone feel. I just find that it creates a really good barrier between my skin and the eyeshadow, which then in turn creates a lot of pigment. You can find this product on Amazon. I actually got it while I was over in Korea. The first color I start with is Cypress Umber. This is the color that you're going to be using on the outside of your eyes and in the crease. So you want it to be a darker color to help create that smoky effect. Don't be worried at first if it's not the prettiest of lines. Remember, we're going to do a lot of blending, so you just want to get the color on there and allow it some time to set. The next color we're using is Love Letter. This is a nice pinkish red. I am using it as my transition color. So we're just gonna dab it right along our brown and then blend it in together. Just blend. Remember that you're gonna apply your eyeshadows in layers. So if at first you don't like the color you have and you'd like it to be darker, you can go in again and add another layer. The next color I use is Vermeer. This is a shimmery white tan, and we're going to be taking it from Love Letter all the way over to the corner of our eye. It's just a really nice shimmery, not white but not quite tan. We're just going to blend it in to the corner of our eye and over into our crease. Like I was saying earlier, if you find that you didn't add enough color, you can go in and do another layer. Just allow some time between your layers for them just to sit, because if you get piling too much, you're going to find that you have a lot of fallout. Next, for the color under our eyebrow, I'm going to use Tempera. It's a matte white. So this is a color that's just going to help raise our eyebrow and just create a layer of color for us to blend our crease color up. Because right now it's just kind of a bold line and you want to blend and have a nice transition. So for me, I like to take a lighter color than what I'm using in my crease to help create that ombre transition. However, you can just take the color that you're using in your crease and blend it up. I'm using the color Raw Sienna because it's kind of a lighter brown, and it's just going to help create that nice ombre transition. So you're just dabbing it on and then using the fluffy end to blend the dark brown and the light brown together. Next, we're going to apply our foundation. Here I'm using MakeSense Anti-Aging Foundation by SeneGence in the color Ivory. I'm using a wet beauty blender from Real Techniques, and I'm just applying a little bit and dabbing it all over. I'll add more to my beauty blender as I need it, but you don't want to start too much at first so that you don't have too cakey of an appearance. As you can see, I like to take the beauty blender and just create a nice line from the corner of my eye over towards my hairline. My favorite concealer to use is the e.l.f. Maximum Coverage Concealer in the color Porcelain. You can only get this on their website, but it's really amazing. I have no problems with creasing or running. So you're going to apply it to your beauty blender and just apply it in a downward motion. It should be like an upside down triangle, and just blend, blend, blend. As you can see, it has really great coverage, and it's something that you can build with. So if you are someone who needs more coverage, it's really great. We're going to go in with e.l.f. HD Loose Powder in the color Sheer. I like to use this when I don't really need a color powder. Like one of them just lasts so long. So we're applying a little bit into the lid, going back to our beauty blender, and we're going to dab some powder up under our eyes so that we can actually bake our concealer and help it set longer so that it can be crease free. My favorite liquid liner is WetNWild Mega liner in the color Black. It has a nice fine tip, and it just is really helpful in creating a clean line. So first I do the tops of both eyes, and then I go in and I create my wings so that if I had messed up on one of my eyes, I have time to build it before I actually have to redo any wings. Here I'm using Wispies lashes. These are great because they're kind of seamless, as you can see. So after we've applied our lashes, we're going to want to curl them and then apply our mascara. Even if you weren't wearing any fake lashes, you should always curl them before you apply your mascara. I've already worn these lashes about 2 times, so I'm going to go ahead and apply my mascara onto my fake lashes. But if you plan on reusing them, you should probably put your mascara on first and then your lashes. That way you get better wear out of them. Mega Plush mascara has just been one of my favorites for like the longest. Here we have the e.l.f. Bronzer Blush Duo in the color St. Lucia. It's just a nice soft peach since we're going to do a bolder lip today, and a good medium bronzer in a matte color. So we're going to use the Expert Face Brush, and that's going to help warm up our face today with our bronzer. I like it just because the bristles are a lot more compact, so it's really good for buffing in those powder contours. So first we're going to start along our cheekbones. So when it comes to contouring, you just want to hit that brown wherever you already have natural shadows. So everyone already has a natural shadow that occurs under the cheekbone and then up along the forehead where your hairline is. So you want to make sure you're getting that bronzer up into your hairline so that you don't have that white line. We're just dabbing it and then we're blending. So I like to take it down into my cheeks. The whole thing with contouring is just try different things out and see how you like it. I've changed up the way I've done my contouring so many times. So here you'll see I'm just taking my contour and I'm shaping out my jawline to bring out that natural shadow. So I just want to throw this little tip out there. Don't forget to put some bronzer along the sides of your nose. All too often I'll see girls who post pictures and they're using a fuller coverage foundation, but they forget to throw those shadows back on their side of their nose, and it just looks so white and kind of gets lost in all their foundation. So I just take a brush that's kind of like the brush I used with the Modern Renaissance. It has a flat end and then a fluffy end on the end. It's from WetNWild. And I'm just going to draw those lines down my nose. After we finish bronzing our nose, I go in with the e.l.f. Ultimate Blending Brush, and I'm going to grab that blush and just buff it into our cheeks. So I always like to dab on my color first and then use circular motions to buff it in. We're going to pick up our beauty blender and go back in with the powder to shape out where we had placed our bronzer in our cheeks. This is just going to help create a nice crisp line. Next we'll take our nice fluffy powder brush from Real Techniques and we're just going to brush out that powder that we had all under our eyes. Now it's time for us to bring our color down under our lash line. You're going to start with your darkest color and just create that ombre effect like you did on your eyelids. So we're going with our brown to our red to our tan. It's time to apply our highlight. This is my favorite glow kit. It's from Anastasia Beverly Hills. It's her Gleam Glow. Unfortunately, she doesn't have this one available anymore, but I'm going to be using the color Starburst and Crushed Pearl. I love to mix my highlighters just to get a brighter shine. I'm using the e.l.f. blush brush. I just like it because it has a tapered end. Actually, I saw in the stores that they actually have a highlighter brush now that looks practically the same. I think it just might have a few more bristles. We're just going to apply our highlighter right above our blush. So in the end, it should be highlighter, blush, then bronzer on our cheeks. And I just like to dab a little bit more under my eyebrow and in the corner of my eyes. This setting spray is great and so cheap. It's Slay All Day from Gerard Cosmetics. There you have it, ladies. I finished my lips off with the color Roseberry from LipSense. I hope you enjoyed this today. If you have any questions, comments, Leave them below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And here's the final look. I have to say, I was obsessed with this and I was just admiring it all day long.